Hi, friends. I'm Travis Marker, and this is Speak Your Courage, where we have open conversations with vulnerability and compassion. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Speak Your Courage. I wanted to take a minute this time around and do something a little different. Um, so this weekend, if you were watching the news, so today's the 19th, so the 17th, Saturday, May 17th, we had a terrorist attack here in Palm Springs. And a gentleman uh, had a bomb, blew up a car which was blowing up a fertility clinic. That was the intended target. The good news is only one person passed away, which was the person who is, well, it is speculated that the person who passed away was the actual person, the bomber himself. They know who it is. And there was 4 or 5 people hurt. So I don't want to spread any mistruths or anything like that. This was a few days ago, and it's still in the thick of them trying to solve what was going on. What I wanted to talk about was what fits into us with Speak Your Courage, and it really fits into, talking about vulnerability and talking about compassion and things that happen. When this happened, myself, my husband Keith, and our friend James, we were in the car and we had left our friend's house, which is only about 7 blocks from where the bomb went off. And we had went to get some food, and I was going to take James back to his house, and instead we decided to go to Lowe's. We were in the process on our way to Lowe's when we heard the bomb go off, and then we saw the smoke. Had we decided to take James back to his house, we still would not have been in the thick of it. Anything we would have been the same. We would have heard the boom. We would have been a little bit closer. Maybe we would have felt it, and we would have seen the smoke. So I don't mean to say this is like, oh my gosh, this is a. I thought I could have died. That's not what this is about at all. It is more about how does it make you feel when something like that happens? So I look back and I think when the Oklahoma City bombing went off, I was working for a bank. And when the bomb went off, the building that I was in shook. And we had those drop down ceiling tiles. And so they shook. And so you had stuff, like on our shoulders or on our desks. And we were miles away from that. But as you know, that took out a huge building and the hole in the ground was mega. We went outside. We were near the airport. We went outside and we thought maybe something had happened with a plane or something at that point in time. So what? We had 168 people, if I'm thinking right, pass who died in that bombing. And at that point in time, they said it was the deadliest terrorist attack, homegrown terrorist attack in the nation. And I know we've had more since then. And of course, we had 9/11. 9/11 was not homegrown. This would be another example of a homegrown terrorist attack. This man lived in 29 Palms, or the suspected man suspectedly lived in 29 Palms. I'm not a legal person. I don't know if I'm saying those right, but basically that's the scoop of this. What I want to do is take a step back. Having lived now in 2 cities and felt it, seen it, heard it, a homegrown terrorist attack, how that makes one feel. So today at work, a gentleman asked me, hey, I hadn't heard about the bomb, and how are you feeling about all this? And I decided to open up and a little bit more to him and be a bit vulnerable. He is a good friend. And I said, I don't feel like I should have any emotions over this. One, because it didn't happen to me. I was not involved. Two, I don't have any friends, family, or anything like that involved. Same thing in Oklahoma City. None of my friends or family or anything was involved. Now, some of my friends knew people, but I did not know them at all. Um, And so I'm telling him that I'm writing all of this out. He was like, I just want, he was probably expecting me to say, I feel fine. And instead, I gave him the truthful answer and went, blah, 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 blah. So I said, I don't feel like I should have any emotions towards this because I'm not involved, this, that, and the other. I actually feel kind of numb. And I said, now I feel guilty because I feel numb because people died and I should not feel numb. And I said, I'm so confused on actually how to feel. And he was like, that all makes perfect sense. And so I don't think that's right. So I'm saying to you, whether you lived in the area or not, this Palm Springs terrorist attack, homegrown terrorist attack, I don't care whether you lived in New York or wherever. I think it's a great opportunity to just, dinner table talk. Hey, did you know this happened? We don't know a lot of details. Who at the dinner table knows what happened. And how does it make you feel any different? I I think offering and opening up and giving somebody the opportunity to say, well, I wasn't involved, I didn't know anybody, I don't feel any different. Or I wasn't involved, but I feel really sad for the person who died or for those who got hurt, or it doesn't matter what it is, but it's allowing another person to open up to you and give you a little bit of context about how they feel. And while it's horrible that we wait, and we don't have to wait for something like this to happen, we do the same when it comes to guns. As soon as there's an attack on a bar or wherever it is, we're like, oh my gosh, and how do you feel? I mean, I don't know. I don't think the circumstances is that much different, but I can say I think it's a good time. So to the gentleman Nick, I guess I just Nick to Nick, I say thank you. Thank you for letting me open up and tell you how I really felt. And I say, I would like for the rest of you to do that. It's an opportunity to just say, how does this make you feel when we have a homegrown terrorist and something happens in our country? So maybe it's not about the specific event either. Maybe it's just more about this type of event happens in our country, and how does that make you feel? All right. Short conversation today, but I thought it was impactful. And I really wanted to get online and just say, hey, this is a great opportunity to ask your fellow friends or anything else about being vulnerable and ask them some questions. Nothing to do with LGBTQ plus, but just a question that you can ask somebody. How did this make you feel? If it made you feel any differently, and maybe share how it made you feel as well. All right, thanks for being with me. Thanks for staying with Speak Your Courage. You guys have a great day.